Good morning. Yeah, it's a fine day. June 30th. Half of the year gone. Gone. Yeah. Welcome to the Andy Griffith Show starring a duck. Uh, how's it going, everybody? Yeah, Friday all day. And where's my co-host? Co-hosts. I got nobody. I got nobody and nobody cares for me. Cha-cha-cha. I will put a link in the side chat if anybody wants to join me and chat us up. Chat the chat away. So, who we got here? We got the bum crack picker who is last and first. Kevin Webb, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Do I know you, Kevin? I don't remember you. Of course, I'm old. How do I know you, Kevin? Uh, Deb. Deb's an old old geezer, old friend of the Silverhairstacker bunch. We got 24K. Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Chronograph on sale. Promo code Old Farts. One day, 24K, you are going to sell a watch to someone on this show. Not me, but somebody is going to buy one of your watches. Maybe Lag. Lag's probably got more money than God. Maybe Tom, if Tom. Speaking of Tom, da, 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 da.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show, Tom, the Queen City picker of the Queen City of Queenville, USA.
That'd be Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, the Queen Picker City.
Yep.
What is going on with you, my buddy, pal, friend, chum, cohort?
Nothing so far this morning. I have literally not done anything. I got up about 4:30 with my back bothering me, so it's taking me till about now to be able to get out of my recliner. And
I ain't got no money.
other than that, that's about it.
I keep saying over and over how I'm getting squeezed. Squeezed, I tell you.
I'm glad that
Money is tight. Yeah.
Thank you, Deb. So money's tight.
Yeah. I mean, okay. About 2 years ago, Social Security cut my payments because they said I was making too much money. And then we get the new county property revision. The valuation of my property
Right.
went up 14%. So that means my taxes will go up 14%. That's higher than the cost of inflation.
But you don't have any income tax, correct?
And then, right, then last week, I got the bill for my homeowner's insurance, and it went up 20%, 20.3%,
Damn.
which was almost $500 more
Are
for a
you going to
year.
put it out for?
I think I'll just burn my house down after I pay it.
Don't say that. He was kidding. As soon as you say that, lightning will hit it tonight and it'll burn it down.
And then
Or your lawnmower will burst into flames.
the last 2 or 3 years, gasoline went from $2.25 to now it's like $3.10. I mean, we're just getting squeezed. Groceries, all food and stuff has just gone up. Everything went up. Electricity's up. Man, we're burning electricity. Yesterday was 102 for a high. Today we're having a cool snap. It's only supposed to get up to 99. So I'm just, I I make as much as I ever have in my whole life between my retirement check and my eBay selling. I'm making, I'm not making any less money. It's just my lifestyle is going down because everything is costing more. Yeah, you're right. 24K is the whole world. It's not just America.
Yeah.
I don't see how people who were already marginal and then the last 3 years hit, they just, God, I can't imagine. I mean, I'm fortunate. I don't, I'm not trying to be unworthy here or unthankful here, but it's just tight, tight.
Well, I took my son and his wife to the airport yesterday. They're going on an Alaska cruise. And they had to fly from Charlotte to Los Angeles to Seattle. Anyway, on the way over there, because it's about a 30-minute ride at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, if you bump it up to 6 o'clock in the morning, it'll take you 30 minutes just to get to the front of the airport. But anyway, he was talking about that their lease on their apartment is running out in February. Will be running out, and they're thinking about buying a home and whatnot. And I said, well, according to everything you're hearing on YouTube and the news and whatnot from these people that follow real estate prices, there's going to be another crash. So y'all need to make sure you're saving all your money and get rid of any debt that you got. So when it comes time, if it does happen and you can find a good deal on a house, you can go into the bank with low debt and a lot of money. With what they make together, they should have a good bit of money. And he said, well, why don't you and mom buy a 5-bedroom house and we'll just move in with y'all? I said, that's okay as long as you're going to cook and clean for me. But, they're young. They're both going to, and you have a young married couple in your family, and trying to get started
Oh, God.
right now, with making headway. It is just incredible. I mean, they make good money, and 1,700 of it right off the bat each month goes to rent. But I also told them that if the appliances don't quit working for whatever reason, you pick up the phone and you call them and you tell them to come fix it. If the plumbing line in the wall busts, you pick up the phone and call your manager and tell them to come fix it. So you've got that safeguard on it. But around here in the worst of worst neighborhoods, a house that's of decent shape is going to cost you $150,000. So if you try to have 20% down, that's $30,000 right there. And most people just don't have $30,000 sitting around, except for Todd and Anissa,
Mm-mm.
and definitely 24K. Um,
You know what? 24K. I don't blame just Biden, but he took it. He took it to the next level.
yeah.
He went past the next level. You
You know what?
can't
I
just
blame
give
everybody
away
in
money
DC.
that doesn't exist and expect the economy to survive that.
I blame
Yeah.
everybody in DC, and I actually blame everybody here. I mean, not here necessarily in this group, but you know, everybody in the United States. We basically have it good, and even when money was tight, people were still spending. Now, people are not eating out as much before because you go to a restaurant, you know, they don't have any servers, so it might take you 2 hours to eat, but we just have never quit spending. It's like us. I needed some 1x2 labels, a roll of them to go in my Rolo, and Roberta
What
just
is no next level? What are you talking about? 24K?
they called up. She called up Amazon and she ordered some labels. If we need anything, she picks up she just logs into Amazon and orders it, and it's here the next day. And if we had to go out, if we had to go find now the labels, I would have had to go out and got them. But some of the stuff we order, we wouldn't order or we would not buy if we had to get in the car and we had to go someplace and look for it. So, I think we've gotten too spoiled. So when there is a least little bit of hiccup, we're all freaking out. Um, and another thing too is I'm not too big on the stock market because I think it's a Ponzi scheme. But these companies have got to turn. They have got if everybody they've issued so many shares of stock. If they can't give out that 25 cents a share to everybody, then Wall Street goes into a damn tailspin. Um, there's only going to be so much money a company can make, and you know, like I said, it's just a case where people think they need to get something for nothing. And good morning, Texas. So, if that made any sense at all, I
I
just think
feel
you know there needs to be some safeguards on this stuff. Yeah, Wall Street is a pyramid. That I firmly believe Wall Street is a pyramid scheme. And that's my opinion. That's not Todd's opinion. So if somebody from Wall Street wants to sue, you'll have to come after me.
I tell you what, I did make money in 2020 and 2021 on stock market. I lost a bunch of it at the start of the first quarter of 2022, uh, but it's not. Yeah, I can get out of the stock market, which I did mostly. But gosh, just the day and now it's just the day-to-day living stuff that's
Right.
crunched on my ass. 20% homeowners insurance increase. This on top of everything else. The city announced about 9 months ago Oh, we got to raise our rates. Okay, how much you going to raise them? They sent out a deal. It went up 14%. God dang it, 14%. Inflation's only running at 8%. I could give them 8% and I'd be like, I could kind of live with that. If my house insurance went up 8%, I could kind of live with that.
Right.
If my property valuation went up maybe 8%, I could live with that. But they're all they're going past it.
Well, I'm wondering.
Gasoline prices in the last 3 years, 33%. It's just, I can't believe how much I had a new roof put on about 9 months ago. I can't believe how much that the
Did you pay
insurance
for that
company.
roof, or was that insurance?
Well, I don't know, I had to pay like 2,000 of it. Insurance paid the rest, but it's just crazy. And I talked to my insurance agent for about 30 minutes, and she said, "Well, it's not over. We're in a zone that got hit by big hailstorms this summer already, and just tore the crap out of roofs and cars, and yeah, because I live in the same zone. We didn't get much hail, but boy, neighboring towns just got hammered. I showed you that picture of my brother's car in Abilene. Sheesh, he's getting a new roof. But anyway, I don't know. I got to quit griping. We need to turn this show around to being happy, happy, happy.
Well, before we do that, I don't know whether you've heard it or not, but North Carolina is going to allow parents to use school vouchers to take their children into private schools if they want to.
Yeah, idiots been trying to do that forever.
Well,
Instead of
it,
making established public schools good, let's just jerk them out and leave the poor kids in poverty-stricken people in the public school system.
well,
So the schools get even worse.
I can sort of agree on that, but the state should have more money to spend. Okay, in North Carolina, they spend about $10,000 per student. They spend about $10,000 on each student per year. Well, they're only these vouchers are only going to be good for like $6,000.
Golly, Anissa, your house must be tiny. My
And
roof was like $16,000, and it's
mother, damn, we paid for the roof go in our house, and it was only $4,000, and it's 1,600 square feet. Um, but what I was saying was that's going to leave about $4,000 extra in the account for each student, or to be divided about the remaining students. I think they're really. I think the school and our governor, who's got the bearded picker, the bearded picker, the bearded picker. Say it 3 times and see if he shows up.
mm,
Uh, is
no,
such a
he's
big
out
fan
garage
of.
sailing.
Oh, that's right. He's yard selling. Um, he's called a state of emergency. Now, the people that already have their kids in private school, yeah, it's gonna be nice to have that $6,000 or $5,000, whatever the voucher's for, but it's like 5 or 6,000. To apply towards their lag uh, towards their tuition. But I think I was listening to one lady, and she's an African American lady who is pro vouchers, She said, because, for some reason, our government thinks that black people they will not make the effort to take those vouchers and maybe a little bit more money to go with it and send their kids to a private school where they'll get a better education. Because we have some really shit schools here in this city. Um, because private schools around here are about $8,000 a year. Church schools are about 6,500. I mean, I personally would have liked to have the vouchers when my kids were in a private school, because that would have saved us about $15,000 a year, or let's say $12,000 a year. But schools are going to have to get off their ass, and they're going to have to get with it. People are scared about what's going on in the schools physically and the curriculums that's being taught. If people start pulling out, they're just going to have to deal with it. They're going to have to get on. They're going to have to get on board with the way the mainstream is, or they're going to have to shut the doors.
We don't have much private schools in Texas, but we do have tons of homeschool.
Yeah. Well, we have one of the most expensive private schools in the United States here in Charlotte. A high schooler costs $35,000 a year to send them to it. Day schools, not boarding schools. Day schools, about $35,000 a year. A kindergartner through elementary school is $20,000 a year. And they have a waiting list of people getting in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
that's
glad
my
our
little
house
rant
is.
today.
I'm glad our house is so big that I can do my little reselling without having to rent a storage unit. Uh,
Well, a buddy of mine's got a house during the last housing crash. He bought a house that's over in one of the swanky neighborhoods. It's over in Piper Glen, and it was million five. That's what the price was, or the valuation of it was. He paid $400,000 for it because it sat on the market for about a year and a half during the last housing crash. And he was going to buy it and flip it, but after they did everything that his wife wanted, they decided to keep it. And now he's bitching because they just reevaluated everything here, and our taxes are going from $1,300 a month, $1,300 a year to almost $1,600 a year. So his taxes are is going way up, and he's not happy about it. But it's just him and his wife. All his kids have graduated from high school and gone off to college and got out of college, and it's just him and his wife at home, and they've got about 6,000 square feet, which he said is nice because he can always find a distance from his wife when she's on the warpath about something. So he can always go someplace else inside the house.
yeah, my house taxes are going to be probably 2,600. Mm.
Well, that's what you get when you got money, Felix.
What's that?
But damn, you spaced them two apart. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Yeah,
10.
we've got some great school systems in Texas. Public school.
We have some great schools here in Charlotte that are public schools. But now they're talking about moving everybody around again. and people are concerned that the parents and that have made the effort to get their schools cleaned up, and they spend a lot of time tutoring and things like that. They're scared it's going to get watered down again.
Dang. 24K, your oldest is 22 now? Jeez.
All by the same wife, or is that three different wives? Because I know you got three or four or five
No,
at one time.
he can't handle more than one wife. Good grief.
I was watching this YouTuber, and he was talking about. He said a very good friend of his is getting divorced because he cheated on his wife, and he says my friend knows that we're done because I think you're a lowlife if you cheat on your wife. He said, and another thing, he says I've got one. He says I've got one wife, and that's all I can handle. I don't know how he can have his wife plus one on the side.
10 wives, but only one baby mama. Okay. No, you couldn't handle more than one wife. Plus, that's
I,
a sin.
I don't even want to try.
You're up there talking about sin of gambling. You couldn't handle more than one wife.
And my biggest
I
thing
don't
about having
believe
an
it.
affair is my wife will take every damn thing I own. And there is no woman worth losing everything I own. So did I just offend any of you ladies?
There's
Sorry.
Sadie. Sadie been out buying trailers this morning. He's got to have some more stuff to move produce around with, or newer stuff.
Like semi trailers?
Yeah, he got. Uh, he bought 3 reefers. You know what a reefer is, don't you?
Yeah,
Refrigerated
right.
trailer. He sent me a picture. Let's see. Yeah, that's what he bought this morning.
Is that, I mean, is he out with his wife? His wife. Is he out with his boss buying these things, or is he out buying them by himself?
I think his boss just handed him the checkbook and said, "Go get these for as good a deal as you can." So he
Dang.
did.
Mr. Sadie must be smart. And he's from Missouri.
He told me the guy was asking 50K for him,
For
and
all four of them?
3 of them.
Or three of them?
And I told him. He said this morning that he had bought them, and I teased him and said, $89,000 well spent. I don't know how much he paid for it. How much did you pay for him, Sadie, if you don't want to?
Well, sometimes you got to spend money to make money. And with something like that, and with the
Yeah.
temperatures as high as they are, I'm sure it's going to be worth every bit of it.
Morning, Mike. A reefer is marijuana.
Good morning, Mike. Yeah, see, I've been thinking about that, thinking that too, Lag.
Yeah, he also sent me a picture of my lineup of inventory storage. It's about 50 semi trailers lined up in a row. You're funny, Mr. Sadie.
Well, you know what? My brother's got a friend,
Close to
and
50K.
he buys those trailers real cheap, and that's what he uses on his farm to store hay in. He buys them. He never. They're not tagged or anything like that. Once they're just,
It's a good idea.
and that's what he uses to put his hay in. Because he can set those roll bales up in the door of it, and they can roll them right up to the front of it.
I see a lot of storage containers getting used around the farms around here.
Yeah.
That kind of those things kind of took over about 20 years ago. A
Honestly,
lot.
if I lived out in the country and had some place to put them, I would get me a couple of not the trailers, but of those containers to use as storage, and of course, maybe put up a privacy fence around them or something like that, so it don't look like you're in the middle of a junkyard. But you spend $4,000 around here to have one of the 8x40s. That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, what's it going to cost you to put up a hay barn? A lot of money.
Yeah.
So if you buy just an old beat up trailer that doesn't leak,
Well, Terry said, my brother Terry,
that just makes sense to me.
he says the guy cool seals the top of them, but the guy's bought some that they once they deliver them, they pull the wheels off of them because they pulled the wheels off of another trailer to deliver it. And he has a couple of $1,000s in them, and if they start stacking baled hay in it, he can get a lot of bale hay in one of those big trailers.
I was laughing at a picture that Tara put on her Facebook.
Oh,
Jim fell
Jim.
as, Jim fell asleep
Yeah.
packing orders.
Um.
And look at
uh,
look at the outfit he's got on here. Now that's some high fashion right there.
well, he's
He's
always
got a
been a fashionista.
floral shorts and a lime green tank top. Man, what a snappy dresser.
That's safe. That's safety green. Are those 2013 trailers, Mr. Sadie? Is that what you're saying?
Doesn't matter what year they are if they work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I called my insurance agent. Was talking about the price of insurance. She said, "Let me look at your cars, see what we can do for you there." And she told me we still had collision and comprehensive on the old beater. Like, really? Take that off of there. She said, I can probably save you $400 a year just on taking the collision insurance off of that car. Do it. It's just
I'm getting ready to
that
drop.
old 2011 Dodge Avenger. I still like driving it. It gets pretty good gas. It gets great gas mileage compared to the big old pickup. But
They're supposed to have had a good ride because they're kind of on the heavy side, aren't they?
I don't know about that. It's got an okay ride. It's a lot smoother than the pickup. F-250 rides like a tank. It just Gwen doesn't like riding in the pickup.
They What, you have some trailers you need to sell? I'm sure my neighbors would love me to back a semi trailer in here and cut it loose because they're
Yeah, me
already
too.
some of them are already irritated because I've been talking about tearing this place down and putting a triplex here. They've got rid of single family zoning unless your property is deed restricted or you have an not an FBO homeowners association that prevents it.
Oh God,
Um,
homeowners association are just another
uh,
word for Nazis.
yeah.
All right, I got to go move my hose.
Okay.
My hose are getting out of line, so I got to go move them.
Your host. Okay. Uh, I'll try to hold on while you're here. So, what's going on with everybody else here in Todd Land? So you only run local. You like moving around between your all's facility and stores type thing. Oh, is it? Is that what you're gonna do? Make a run? Have somebody make a run to Texas to pick up all that gold? See if you can get them to throw a couple of barrels of oil on it while you're at it. You know they've had some of the high hay producing feed hay producing areas have either been hit by drought or by floods, and so hay is going to be outrageous this year. Which I don't have anything that eats hay around here, so I'm not really worried about it. But my brother and his wife and niece have a buku of animals.
Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me?
Yeah, look at what Mr. Sadie's saying that he saved one of the best trailers that he had to run to, yeah, to pick up the gold Todd is leaving me.
You better make sure it's got good axles because it's heavy.
I told him, I said, see if you can get Gwen to throw a couple of barrels of oil on it while you're at it. Then scroll on down to 24K and see what he says. No, above that.
Above that.
Yeah. Right, one, there it is. He's been kissing your ass for 12 years now, getting to get that gold.
That's right.
Thanks, Todd. You sound like you're a sheik or something like that
Yeah, boy,
with all that gold.
I'm rich, man. I'm rich. Because I'm selling ducks.
Yeah. Hey, to some people, those things are gold. Is that one of the plastic decoys?
Yeah, it's a duck decoy.
Um,
I feel like Duck Dynasty around here. I bought a bunch of these at a yard sale several months ago. Yesterday I put them all out on the yard and hosed them down. They were dirty. Hosed them all down and yeah, get them ready to list them and sell them. They don't weigh very much, but they sure do take up a lot of room. So the dim weight on shipping them is going to be no picnic.
Felix, do you? I can't remember. Do you have all girls, all boys, some boys, some girls? What do
Three
you got?
boys.
Pardon me?
He's not good enough to have girls. His are all boys.
Well, he's lucky then because I don't know about where he's from, but in India, father spends a lot of daggum money on gold when his daughter gets married.
Well, silver was affordable back then. Look who's back from the yard sales. That was quick.
Look who just woke up.
Oh. What? There weren't any yard sales to go to this morning?
There was one, and it was way south of town. There's an estate sale, but it's 34 minutes or something. I'm like, really don't want to go that far.
Yeah, so there's a couple of estate sales here around here, but I don't know.
It's a half price day. I should drag my ass over there, but you start thinking, there was nothing in the pictures to make me go, and then it's 40 minutes over. You spend 30, 40 minutes, 40 minutes back. You're wasted a couple hours. I can sit right here and waste time with y'all. Harlan's done gone to the little community cell with the senior citizens. He's done picked up 3 days for the weekend. He had to take them for this weekend because they might not be here next weekend.
Is he wearing his shorty shorts today? He's
I
liable
had
to give him a heart attack.
I had not seen Harlan in person this morning, but I would not bet against Shorty Shorts. It's gonna be 100 today.
What's
What do
that
you think?
shirt?
Oh,
Something Dog Dad?
Weenie Dog Dad. Something Johnny
Oh,
had.
Weenie Dog Dad. There you go.
Well,
Yeah, I'm thinking about making Franklin and Phoebe their own TikTok channel the way they carry on like idiots.
you ought to.
Harlan! And put an invite out here. Harlan, you need to come on and
This was
talk
a
about your short shorts.
this is a this is this is they're laid in my lap last night, and I'm when I was Noel was live last night. That's them. Phoebe's trying to lay there, and Franklin's got his ball sack up against her head.
Okay.
Franklin always sleeps upside down.
Felix, it used to be here that the bride's family paid for the wedding and all that kind of mess, but now that's it's changed now to everybody has to throw money in it because it's gotten so damn expensive.
Hell, who's the not to mention, but there are a lot of them. Both of them think that are fucking bride. What the hell?
Yeah, I pity Anissa's when her twins get married because they'll probably want to get married at the same time.
LGBT hooters. Oh my! Can you imagine
Oh
a
my
more
God.
wretched place? I'm not gonna say because I don't want to get people to hate, but I do have an important announcement.
What's that?
For the first time in a long time, I am below 200 pounds. I'm 199 today.
Well, congratulations.
Da, da, da,
I
da, da,
look
da,
forward to that
da.
day.
Yes.
That took you exactly 6 months because you started keto January 1st, didn't you?
Yeah,
How much have you lost altogether?
37.
Bam, there it is.
I've been stuck here for 3 weeks. I couldn't. The other Monday, I got up and weighed. I was 200.0. I was so damn mad.
Now, do you feel like you put on a lot of weight when you were traveling so much? Or do you think you didn't really, I mean, or you lose weight
It's
or
it's slowly. But I eat carbs. I eat a lot of bread, and I eat stuff that's terrible. And all three of us are the same generation. It's if you don't clean your plate, there's some kids in Africa starving. That's the
yeah.
worst thing ever. And so you don't eat till you're full. You eat to clean the. I mean, all that kind of stuff is especially in not eating sugar. You're not hungry. Rare that I'm hungry.
Well, I was not diabetic, but I was right on the cusp of it.
That was one of the really factors is my A1C had pushed up to 5.9 or so, or I was right on borderline diabetic, or maybe it was 6.1 or whatever it was. And I told my doctor, I'm like, you can write it down. My grandpa was a diabetic. I will not go that way. To hell with that. I am out. And that put me on this path.
Dang, Mr. Sadie, what did you do? Lose an arm or something? But since I started the keto, I've had blood work done, and I'm like way off of it now.
Yeah.
And the doctor said that's because you've cut a lot of sugar out and carbs and all that kind of stuff, and so that's been good about that.
And so, Felix, have you followed the guy on Instagram who did the 100 days of eating half of McDonald's? And so he would go and order like a quarter pounder with cheese combo, and would have it for lunch and dinner, and that's all he ate. He lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, portion control may be the biggest part of losing the right amount of weight.
I thought eBay was supposed to be slow. If I sit here and list stuff, I actually sell shit. Are we gonna tell them the secret that the eBay? If you list stuff, you sell stuff. And
Might
all
as
you damn
well.
clothing sellers, don't come at me and say I've got 1 million pieces of clothes because you know my opinion on that.
I got 6 items going out, including 2 lawnmower belts. So
I saw the Blu-ray player overnight, and I just sold a Dash Mini waffle maker.
A what one?
A Dash Mini waffle maker. I paid $2 or $3 at a yard sale, and it's new. I was going to send it to the auction, but the last one didn't do terribly great. I think the last one did like $7. I'm like, I wonder what I can get for it on eBay. It turns out uh you can get $16.98. Did I get any shipping? No, $16.98. So it'll ship for less than a pound. Where is it going? Don't say California. It's going to that place that's hot as Satan's nutsack. It's going to Texas.
Oh,
oh, Harlan, you getting a bunch of Halloween stuff ready to sell again this year? Doesn't Harlan sell a bunch of Halloween stuff?
He used to. He doesn't much anymore. He used to go to all the so he would go to the Halloween shows once a year and buy stuff. He might not chat too much. He's working in his garage before it gets insanely hot, putting lots together for the auction. He stays a couple weeks ahead. He's not like me, who I'm still working on this week. He's probably in the July in lots.
are you how'd your auctions end up last night?
Best week I've had in a couple months. I sold last night at auction. I sold $9.90.
Wow.
Sweet.
If you do that every week, you wouldn't have to worry about shipping.
Hi, Mary.
The money had been kind of weak the last few weeks, and then last night it was pretty strong. I wonder if that's because of we're coming into the first of the month. Harlan, we need to pay attention to that. Is the stronger weeks the weeks when they end on the first of the month because governments and all these other checks that come out? That'd be interesting to kind of chart over the next couple months.
Todd, you
Tom.
sell a lot of cowboy boots.
Yeah.
I've mentioned it before, but in a different way. Do you ever find any cowboy boots that have like the soles are worn off of them, that type of thing?
Yeah, all the
They
time.
would
I
be
don't
they
buy
would be
them.
they'd be expensive. They'd be expensive boots if the soles were good on them,
Yes.
and you pass on them.
Oh yeah.
Have you just for conversation here now? Have you ever thought? I mean, have you ever checked to see how much it costs to have a pair of these boots resold? Would there be enough profit in it, or you get what I'm saying? If you can find a pair of boots, really nice boots that normally would sell for $300, and you can get them for 25 or 50 because they got holes in their soles.
Yeah, it's like anything else. Depends on the brand and the desirability and stuff. If I found a pair of exotic leather Lucchese boots that had soles worn out, I would probably buy them if I could get them cheap. But if there's a pair of Justin boots with the soles worn out, nah. But it's not cheap getting boots reworked. Probably at least a hundo.
Well, there's some ugly ones for sale on there
Well, sure.
on eBay, and some cheap ones. I was just curious.
Yeah, if you get a pair of American-made Tony Llamas that the soles are gone on, maybe.
Because the reason I was asking that was because my son works at a Goodwill, and I asked him what they do with like boots and shoes that have the holes in the sole, and he says they go in the dumpster. So I was just wondering whether there'd be a market of.
I I don't know.
Just depends on how much it costs to get them resold around here.
Right. I'll just Google that right now. How much does the cowboy boots? Uh, all right. Tulsa Shoe Rebuilders.
Tom, you're a puss, by the way. I just want to let you know that.
Do what?
You're a puss. I just want you to know.
Why?
Can you really not drink other sweet tea?
Oh, I can.
Your post about it being poison. That's what Harlan does call it. He goes, "How can you drink that damn poison?" I'm like, I don't know.
I can drink it. I can drink anything if I
All
need
right.
to.
Tulsa Shoe Rebuilders, $125 for cowboy boots, $75 for wingtip type shoes. So I mean, if you got a pair of $1,000 Lucchese's, if they're rebuilt, that'd be worth it. But
Oh hell! StreamYard finally joined the real world.
What's that?
You can connect your you can now connect your Amazon account, and as a person in the thing, you can chat without having to go out now. Look at the very bottom, Tom, where it says connect the chat or whatever it says on the bottom underneath the comments.
Join the chat.
Yeah, join the chat, and it'll ask you to give your YouTube permission for your post to your YouTube. That's because it was very frustrating being on like this morning show and having to do a pop out the chat.
Oh, cool.
But now a couple clicks and it allows you to. I'll test it to make sure.
I have a new offer. Let's see.
There you go. It works.
$43 knife. They want to pay me $35.
Well, look at that.
That's the game. I mean, really, that makes it so much nicer than have because I like to flip around the screen every now and then. I don't want. Hey, Jacob. Good morning, buddy.
I guess I'll sell the knife.
Well, that is just Smurfy good.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? You can flip around what?
No, so now you're the host. You've always been the host has always been able to chat in the comments directly through StreamYard, and it shows up on YouTube.
Yes.
But now, if you go to the bottom, there's a little thing that says connect the chat, and once you give StreamYard permission to post to YouTube on your account, now as a participant in the stream, we can now chat. Where before there was no place down there, you had to pop the chat out to do it. You had to go to YouTube, pop the chat out, split the screen. So most of the time, that's why you don't get a ton of comments in the chat if you're on StreamYard from the other participants, because it's just
Yeah, that's a big game changer right there. Because now you don't have to have up a bunch of different screens.
yeah, very nice.
Sadie. No, I need my other $5, Sadie. I'm gonna accept the offer.
Yeah, after the show, I need to get my ass out there and celebrate my 199 ish by walking around the neighborhood and and celebrate 198 tomorrow.
Are you gonna wear your shorts and your shirt that's cut off right below your boobs and whatnot? What are those called?
Ching.
So I'm prepared today. So I got on some Harlan shorts.
Okay.
They they only go down to here.
Yeah.
I gotta find me a 3X.
Look at those knees.
Guys, those are what my mom wore when I was a kid. We wore shorts. We didn't wear we didn't wear long shorts like that. We're talking 60s and 70s shorts.
Speak for yourself. In the 80s, I grew up in North Carolina, about an hour from the beach, and all we wore were board shorts. Every pair of shorts I owned went past my knees, and they all had colorful designs on the back. Look at those shorts back in the OP and all those shorts that were back in the late 80s, early 90s.
We
Shoot, in the late 60s, early 70s, we just took jeans and cut them off. And
well, that's just it. Your
frayed
mom
the
would cut
inside.
off your jeans, and then by the end of summer, they were hot pants because you'd grown so much.
Okay, so
Yeah,
my video
front
today.
pockets started sticking out the front because they got so short.
Yeah.
Should I wear the half slip? Should I wear? These are the ones that are more like panties. And then, or should I wear the ones that? Wait a minute, y'all are the same one. Damn it, I grabbed the same one. There's one that has a much more of a stomach one.
Oh, go with the
That's the easiest one to cover up my shorts, so it looks like I'm wearing them.
Todd,
go with
Scott,
the half slip. Yeah.
Scott, I'm really getting concerned with you, son.
Well,
you're wearing a lot of women's underwear.
And now I'm gonna tell them how to sell this remote, and I'm gonna put it in the bra.
Okay.
It's gonna be a great video. I'm telling you, I'm making a video today.
You were just.
And when I make this video, Carol is gonna jump on the plane and come down here and try to convince me to leave Johnny.
Hey, Carol. The bargain shopper.
Man, who the hell would move to San Francisco? There ain't nothing there. Everything is pulled out of San Francisco. San Francisco is like a bunch of these liberals' daddies. The best part of San Francisco is run down his leg.
Vote one if you think it looks. I was watching a video, and this guy is from the swanky section of San Francisco, and he was riding. He had to be in town for business. He doesn't live there anymore. He stopped in front of the house that he grew up. He said, when my parents sold that thing 10 years ago, it was for $1.5 million. He said, now, mind you, they didn't pay nothing for it when they first bought it. He said, it's now for sale, as you can see by the sign in the front. It's for sale for $700,000, and it's been on the market for 3 years, and they still can't get it sold.
But he said, votes.
He said, this is my town. This is where I grew up in. He said, I wouldn't move back to this damn place if you paid me to. He said, it is just totally gone to shit, literally, and that's what he said.
All right, bye, Sadie.
What's the matter, Mr. Sadie? You got to hook all those trailers up behind your truck and pull them home?
Sadie, do you run around like the Mexicans do when they got like a train of cars on I-20? There's like the least beat up car is pulling, just shit wrecks behind it, trying to get to Mexico to fix or sell these for parts. Is that what you do, Mr. Sadie?
I started watching this guy, and I can't remember what his name is. Anyway, he does recovery work and stuff like that. I think he's in Salt Lake City. Anyway, they do recovery work, and he buys, you got a field full of old cars and trucks, he buys them. He has pulled some trailers with some stuff. I don't know. I wonder if he pays off the law people to stay away from where, the area he's traveling. I mean, he just really does some crazy stuff. That's probably Mr. Sadie. Mr. Sadie's probably got those coupler trailers that he hooks between the trailers so the one behind it can hook onto it. So he looks like a big old centipede pulling it with his F-150.
He says he passes them a lot. Every time I'm on interstate, I pass them things. Usually there's 3 of them, but they're never alone. There's usually 2 or 3. They travel in packs.
You know, when we were in Australia, we were going from Alice Springs to Ayers Rock, which is out in the middle. And we passed one of those truck trains, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, they have. I've seen those on TV, but never seen one of them.
It'll have one semi or one truck pulling like 4 trailers behind it, and I'm talking big trailers.
Because the roads are just completely straight, right? They're straightaways for a long time.
Yeah, it's just straight. We were going down the road and we were on a tour bus, and the guy he said we're being overtaken by a truck, and he said, I want you to watch this truck when it comes by. And the guy eased over into the other lane and came past us, and it was 4 trailers behind that one truck, and he was flying. Because our tour bus driver said, I'm driving in American miles per hour, 80 miles per hour. And he was overtaking him and passed us and left us in the dirt.
With 4 trailers.
With 4 trailers. But it, like I said, it was, it was straight out in the middle of the desert out there. And he said,
Carol, we're actually getting a pass today. It was for all week they've been saying Friday would be 100, and now they're saying it's only going to be 94.
Did the driver look like Mad Max?
I wasn't paying attention to him. I was just looking at like, please, dear God, don't let that thing start getting dancy on that while he's passing us, because that would make a hell of a mess.
That's one interesting thing you see when you go around the country. The different, right now California is raising hell with the trucking industry about trucking laws and trucks and stuff. But the trailers and stuff you see as you travel around the country, like in the South, you see typical trailers that have got the trailer's got a couple axles on it, and that's about it. But if you go up north, up into Michigan and some of those places, they'll have trailers and shit that have got 5, 6, 7 axles on them.
Yeah.
And they allow a lot more weight on the road. They spread it out over the axle so it doesn't hurt the road as much. But they don't allow that stuff down here. But it's interesting. Different states and different areas, you see different kinds of trailers. I think that starts in Ohio. You start seeing them trailers with all them damn a lot of them are agricultural trailers. So you see a lot of axles on them.
We've had a lot of windmills blades go through here the last 15 years, but I haven't seen very many lately.
Anybody see speaking of windmills and we'll go down that rabbit hole. Goodbye monetization. Anybody see in Missouri what the hailstorm did to the solar farm? It damaged every fucking panel, a whole field full of them, destroyed the whole place. So everybody who thinks solar is the answer, solar is one hailstorm away from you ain't got shit for power. I mean, it wiped out. I'll find it.
Wonder what hail insurance on a solar farm costs.
Bet it's pretty expensive. Hey, Mary. Was that a 5+ megawatt field, John?
Imagine that. You can't. I'm about to go off of Google. Google won't even show it to you.
Well, my brother's got a creek running through his property, and he's working on building him a little hydro plant on his. It flows all year round, just to feed his, offset the cost of his barns and whatnot. Because if you're on Duke Power System, you have a minimum bill of $35. If you have solar power, if you have solar panels on your house, you can either have a zero balance and not sell your electricity, or you can sell your excess electricity and still have a $35 balance. So I guess it just depends on how much power you sell. But by God, I would make them regret that $35 because I'd have daggone power. I'd have windmills on top of this house and everything else. Lag says that's fake news because he's a tree hugger. He drives his EV all the time.
You mean his mom's EV?
Yeah, his mom's EV.
I told her to stop letting him get away with murder, or I wasn't going to come visit her much anymore.
It was time for him to move out and get a job.
Oh, no wonder. I'm looking at the wrong.
Does she send him downstairs to play video games when you come over?
Is summer in California?
Yeah, I think so. She lives that low cost of living out there in California.
All right, so here you go. I was in the wrong state. It was in Nebraska. No wonder I couldn't find it. That was this week. Look at that solar. Look at the damage on that damn.
Wow.
90% of the panels that got damaged in Nebraska. There's your fake news. Yeah, fake news, Missouri. It's not fake news. Not Nebraska. Good luck. Good luck.
I just said, my brother's looking at building him a little hydro plant, on this creek. To me, I don't know how much it costs. I just would think that would be something that the power companies, not building these big ass dams, but just little ones everywhere. Since, Duke Power has got tower systems all over the Carolinas now.
I mean, it makes sense. Solar in some places, like the one I've seen that kind of makes the most sense is when we were leaving Vegas. When you leave Vegas driving back to LA, when you go into the whatever that is, the crazy desert, they've got a huge farm over off the side of the road. There's nothing out there. It's straight desert. They get a ton of sun. That makes sense. But Nebraska and farmland, to take farmland away to put them things up, it might be a good idea in 20 years, but they're not efficient enough. I like the idea of solar like anybody else, but it needs to be more efficient.
I doubt that hail is really a big thing to think about out in the Nevada desert. Having a hailstorm like the one in Nebraska probably is not something they worry about.
I don't know. I don't ever read emails from Amazon. The one thing I did read from Amazon, I need to make a video today. Once before I disrobe to the skirt and stuff. Small and light is ending. So there's a program called Small and Light. If it's $12 or less, and you enroll the product in it, you get charged cheaper fees. And but every single item you have to enroll individually. So if you've got 100 items, you've got to put 100 in. Now they are going to push it back to $10 where it started, eliminate Small and Light, and reduce the fees for under 10. So what does that mean? Next year they're going to come and raise the fees back up, and then it'll be like it never existed. That's the way Amazon works. Remember, if you don't believe me, remember the books. We're going to raise the fees on books just slightly so that we're going to share the buy box. And now you look at books. Books have got some of the highest fees on the platform, and they don't share the buy box for shit. All right, I'll look.
What's that?
Emails for geographic restrictions.
Why do you still live out there, Summer? I got several new neighbors around me that moved from California. First time they could get a transfer to a company, within their company out here. Excuse me. They were out here. Todd, did you get a lot of stuff from the girls yesterday? Oh, he's gone. You're phasing out Amazon, Texas, and I'm just getting into it.
It's still useful, but you've got to really pay attention, and you can get the same results with eBay. It's just a little harder to list on eBay, but don't believe these naysayers that eBay's dead and eBay you're not selling this. Don't sell clothes. Branch out and spread yourself out where you got. If you list good products, hell, I sold a Blu-ray. I listed a Blu-ray player yesterday and sold it last night while I was asleep. A Blu-ray player. They're a dime a dozen, but I got $45 shit for a Blu-ray player that I picked up for $5 at a yard sale. Winning. I sold a car radio yesterday. I think I showed it on the show. I bought an auction lot up at the auction, and because I wanted something in the front of it, and there was a car radio in the back of it, and I didn't realize that was one of these car radios that looks like an old Ford. It was for a Ford pickup truck from '68 to '74. I got $145 for that radio, and it was that I'd already made my money and then some on the other item. I can't remember what the item was. That one took 2 months to sell, but okay, 2 months.
There's not let's say it's back off to about 3 years ago, coming forward to about a year ago. Man, there were all kinds of Amazon videos. There's not a lot of Amazon people doing Amazon videos now. Have they done them to death, or are people getting out of it, or are they implying that it's not a lucrative market to be in, or what's your thoughts on it, Scott, since you're a big Amazon seller?
Well, look, I think there's more to it than that. Just think about when you started first watching reselling videos. How many of those people are not making videos anymore?
Yeah.
Not only is Amazon like Phil says, jump through this or jump through that. People get tired of all the restrictions, all the changes, and they just get very weary of feeling like I could lose my account at any minute. Because and where eBay, you see a lot of the same people making videos and stuff and enjoying eBay, and because eBay doesn't put that kind of threat on you. How many times you go to sleep at night thinking, I wonder if I'm gonna lose my eBay account tonight? Has that thought ever occurred to you? It's never occurred to me. But how many times have I gone to sleep thinking, Amazon I could wake up and know Amazon damn near every night since 2014. So I think not only is it difficult, but I think you've also too got people that making videos is difficult. So you've got two things that are, hit or miss, you know, and they figure out very quickly that, you don't make a fortune making these videos. To me, the secret to these videos is I've met so many good people, and I've met, the people that you meet that you would never meet before at any
Right.
other way. Uh, even Felix. How would we ever talk to Felix in another part of the country and learn to appreciate his sense of humor?
Right.
You never would, unless he's come back over here for some reason, um, or
I don't think he's allowed back in the country.
or Todd let us dig up one of the, unless we go in Todd's backyard and dig up something to buy a watch.
Yeah. Go up there or go out there and sneak in there in the middle of the night and turn on his oil pump and pump us out a few barrels while he's asleep. But and also another thing too, I was watching one video that was actually recent, like 2 months ago, and he was talking about that a lot. He said Amazon got a bad rep for a while because people were coming into this thing and they were amassing $10,000 worth of credit card debt, overnight, just buying everything. And it didn't sell as fast as they were. And, so then they quit. They either, had everything recalled or they had it disposed of. But it's like that one guy way back yonder. I don't remember what his name was. He allegedly ran up $1 million worth of debt in about 4 months buying stuff, and he went back to his corporate job so he could pay his credit cards.
Yeah, so Harlan and I know a guy. He pills around a little bit on YouTube, not much. He does more on Instagram. But a couple years ago he sold $1 million on Amazon and lost money.
How in the hell did he do that?
Because he got focused on the sales number and not the profit number, and he got obsessed with he wanted to be one of the people who can say I sold $1 million on Amazon.
I just want to get rid of all these bike parts I have, which they finally have hit the system over there.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Amazon's got its place. It's a great, if you've got a bunch of stuff, it's made to move mass numbers. But if you've got a lot of one-offs and stuff, you're just as viable on eBay. The prices will be very similar,
right?
Because people forget that just the fees are much higher on Amazon. So if you take a little less in sales, you make the same money anyway. So it's hard to convince people that because they are so focused on what they sold it for. I don't give a shit what you sold it for, what you make on it.
Yeah, because I was checking prices on some of this stuff, and it would be like 69 cents. That's the profit on it.
Yeah.
It's so good money, but what I would think, if you sold it over on eBay, it would be like $4.50 profit. But I've got like 30 of them. So once you did one listing of them, I'll take.
Yeah, like DVDs are a good example. They have extra fees on DVDs, but I've got some DVDs I got 20 or 30 of. They'll sell on Amazon. I'll sell 2 or 3 on eBay, and I'll sell all 20 of them on Amazon. That's the problem. If you've got numbers, the place to move numbers is Amazon. But if you're doing a lot of one-offs and that kind of stuff, either platform is fine. Like Blu-ray players, I listed day before yesterday. I listed 7 Blu-ray players. I've sold 1 on each platform right now.
But you're doing fulfilled by you,
yeah,
by merchant.
Unless I sold one last night on Amazon to take the lead. I have 1 on each. I'm gonna look real quick. I have 1 on each platform. But now I don't have any on eBay, so that's not a fair fight. But
Thrift Daddy, were they the ones that was up in Iowa, something like that? That went
No, Amazon took the lead. Amazon, I sold 2 Blu-ray players. And just think about that, folks. How many times you go at a yard sale, see a $5 Blu-ray player, and walk by it? And I got $59 for one, and I got on Amazon, I got 45 for the other one. Oh, but beard, they're too hard to ship. Let me show you what. Remember, this is not this. These are not the big machines. They are.
Okay, everybody, get your pen and pencil right down so you can write down the brand of it.
Oh, it's a Samsung. It's a Samsung. But look how little these things are. This is a Blu-ray player. Where's the tape measure? Hold on. Okay, so this thing is. Everybody can ship this. It's 11 by 9 by 2. That's not very big. 11 9 by 2. That'll go in a priority box. One of the 1097 or 1095, either one will hold that.
That fit in a Region A box, but I'm running out of Region A boxes.
Yeah, I've got 2 more packs on top shelf. That's all the 1075s.
So it won't go into a priority mail, a padded envelope. It's got to go in a box.
It might.
What did you, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of shipping did you have on that?
On Amazon, it's all free shipping.
No, I'm talking about on the ones you sold eBay.
I did calculated shipping. I got $20 on one of them to send it to Illinois.
Jeez.
No, wait a minute. You said you sold it. I mean, it's free shipping on Amazon.
So that's a good example. One of my Blu-rays is $44.88 free shipping on Amazon. The other one was $24.95, and I got $20 shipping. So they both show for $40. They both show for $45. I'm gonna make more on the eBay one than I did on the Amazon one because the fees are less. That's a good video right there. Two Blu-ray players. The one's on eBay, one's on Amazon. Which one did I make more money on? They both cost $5. Let's write that down. I got all weekend.
Well,
Yeah. One's a Sony and one's a Samsung, but they're Blu-ray players.
Yeah. If they're not the same brand, it's not exactly fair. Equal.
It's more about the price. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be the same size. And
did they have the remotes?
Yeah, they both had the remotes. I'm putting the video cable with both of them.
Yeah, put them in a Region A box and then shove them in a poly mailer and ship them. What do you call it? Ground. What's the new shipping thing called? Parcel select? No, what is it?
I do hear lag. I hear you, Matt. I hear you saying it's too hard to ship, but I hear you saying, "Daddy, Mama needs you." Okay, so that's a good video idea. Okay, let's put underpants. And the second video is Blu-ray.
Ground Advantage.
Oh yeah, I can never remember.
Advantage, it's pretty easy, folks. Have y'all talked about that yet?
No, I don't have to change anything because I got standard shipping on everything.
So remember, first of the year they started talking about all the first classes going ground. So this is first class going ground. Basically, is all it is. Is they are rolling first class and parcel select together and calling it Ground Advantage. You're still going to have first class, the 4 ounce, 8 ounce, 12 ounce. You're still going to have the four bands. So the prices are going to be very similar, but it's going to be ground. The biggest difference is, and this is a game changer, but people are not talking about this enough. Okay, so right now, today, if I ship some first class, what kind of insurance do I have on it?
Nothing.
You don't have anything. But Ground Advantage is going to come $100 a package. So you're going to get free $100 a package on all your first class shipping now.
Todd, didn't you have some insurance on something that you didn't get reimbursed for?
Uh, yeah, USPS package they denied.
If you go through pirate ship is much more successful than just straight eBay. Folks, if y'all didn't know that. But anyway, so you're going to get 100%, $100. You're going to get the same price, but it also means that not, they're not going to ask you if you're doing ground advantage, is anything liquid, hazardous, or whatever, because it's ground shipping. You can now ship your perfumes or whatever
Really?
legally first class. Because before you would have had to put that parcel select over a pound because it had to go ground.
Right.
Even most people didn't do it, but now because it's a ground service, anything can go ground and ground advantage.
How long is it supposed to lengthen the delivery time?
I don't think it's going to change it much, Tom, because the one thing I can tell you is I've been using Parcel Select more. The difference between eBay and Amazon is on Amazon shipping, it gives you a rough estimate, a pretty good estimate about when that package is going to arrive.
Right.
And I've watched Parcel Select go from, it'd be 4 or 5 days longer than priority. And now it's coming to within a day of priority, and it's within a day or two of UPS ground.
Right.
And so they have gotten the more they've get this system dialed in, maybe a day at the most on most packages, if any. I don't think there's going to be too terribly much.
Todd,
I don't get free boxes. I don't get free box. You don't get free boxes with first class.
Yeah, so Soda Stream bottle you can put in that now, right?
Yeah, but that goes over a pound though, doesn't it? You have to put that triangle on. You have to put a warning triangle. Folks, get you some stickers. Nobody says anything about them. You just follow the rules. I've shipped a lot of spray paints, and you just put the triangle on there to let them know that is a package that has something in it. Because the one thing with cans and stuff is they will act a little different if they get hotter or whatever.
Right.
The rolls are like $4 or $5. You can get 500. I'm still on my first roll.
What are they called? Hazard stickers?
Yeah.
Doesn't
Hazmat.
USPS give them free?
I don't know. I didn't go that far.
I thought USPS would send you those stickers for free. I don't know.
I will go on Amazon and find them for you.
I was looking on eBay and I didn't see any right off.
Man, there's every kind and then some. Color, shape, size, stickers.
What the hell is with? Oh, that's why.
Okay, so they're $16. You get 500. I've had these for at least 3 years, 4 years, something.
So the caution heavy stickers are free. Registered mail stickers are free.
There you go. So Jacob says UPS might give them. Jacob, you act like you got people that work for UPS, and you act like you work for UPS. What the hell?
Cremated remains stickers are free.
For those of you who don't realize, Scan of Freedom is my buddy Jacob. His brother does work for UPS, and he actually was one of the drivers for a couple of years, the extra drivers.
Were those black and white stickers, Scott?
Yeah.
Do you write something on them, or you just stick them on it like that?
I just stick them on there and be done with it.
And they know because that's on there that there's something in it. If that made sense.
All right, shipping services, Where are my shipping and packing supplies? Let's see what's in here. Order supplies. I'm about out of 9x6x3 boxes anyway. Labels and stickers. Let's see what they got.
If you haven't used your coupon, today's the last day.
Direct thermal, peel and stick, over 70 pounds, freight collect, hold for pickup. Nope. There's nothing on UPS here that.
Yeah, I just looked. I didn't see. Or USPS.
Phil, you're looking wrong. I just saw the 4x6 labels. There's the direct thermal label roll 4x6. Here's another one. You've got the 320 roll and the 940 roll. You won't.
Could you just download a picture of those labels and then just print them off on your printer?
I thought about that, but I'm like, you know what? I'll just order some stickers. I actually had that same thought. So under print, printing supplies, labels and stickers, the very first two items are 4x6 labels. That's where they are on the website. The very first two items are 4x6 labels. So Larry, why would I make a great drug smuggler? He said I would make a great drug smuggler.
I hear you.
Shoot, man. You got to, if you're going to make it in this world, you can't be spending money willy-nilly, lag.
Damn right.
You got to be a saver. You got to be pinching pennies. Pinching pesos.
Speaking of pinching,
colored magic marker, Todd.
Speaking of pinching, this is going to be a great video.
There you go.
When you going to put that up?
I'm going to film it a little while.
Put a pair of those on with your bra and hold it between your breasts.
Too bad I don't have like an athletic cup that I can make jokes about.
Okay.
Take me a Dremel and make a big moose knuckle.
Scott, you're a little obsessed with that moose knuckle now. Scott's going to start wearing a wig.
That's gonna be my. That's gonna be my. If you ever see.
There you go, John.
If you're having one of these chats and moose knuckle reseller shows up, it's me.
Just draw your own label with a. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Larry, have you seen those border patrol videos where they find those? Man, the cartel where you've got to press the 3 or 4 things in a row to make a compartment come out.
Right.
Man, those guys are very inventive with the way they do stuff.
Yeah, I think Scott's got a side gig going on.
I have to carry on like this when I'm on a live show because the rest of the day it'll just be me out here in the building by myself. I get tired of talking to my own personalities.
Here you go. I already got it downloaded. Bam. See if I can print one.
Now you got to.
Where'd you find that at? Just
that same site you took us to.
Oh, you just off the Amazon listing.
Yeah.
But how much is it going to cost you for the stickers to print?
You get those free from UPS.
Oh.
Oh God.
Those you get from the ones he's showing right now?
The people on the chat are worried about me.
Why?
Because he's wanting to wear women's underwear too much.
He's what?
So yesterday we were looking at
Oops. I got it
a
shrinking
guy-
some.
a person who this is how they sell stuff. Chick's in a bikini, and she's like, "Buy this remote." Like this. Buy this remote.
And God blessed her.
And she was well endowed there. And I'm like, I can do that with a bra. I see how many remotes I can sell with the chest hair hanging out of a bra by my remote. And then I said I can do this. I can wear a pair of these over my shorts.
Okay. I have a
I'm gonna
duck
be
that could explode, so be careful.
So if Moose Knuckle Reseller or the Trans Reseller shows up in your chat, it's me.
Well,
Joni needs to have him take him to some therapy.
you know what? I don't think any of them. I think a therapist would quit.
Hell yeah, they commit suicide or quit or do something. They're like,
Good morning, Glenn. How big? I wonder if you could put that on a Rollo printer. Would that be big enough?
yeah, I swapped out the monitor for the TV because it's so much bigger than this.
Yeah. What? Are you trying to say you're blind?
I get tired of wearing reading glasses.
Are you trying to say you're blind?
What'd you do? Print that on an 8x11? Are you gonna wrap your whole package with it?
Wait. I'll try again.
Johnny hadn't walked out anywhere. She's standing right there.
Y'all talk bad about him. I want to hear.
He's obsessed. He has some obsessive thoughts.
I'm the fucker that's been married to the motherfucker for 32 years. I know what his thoughts are.
You're a good woman, Joni. He needs to wine you and dine you and take you on a very nice vacation.
That's what a 69 me. That's all that matters.
Hey, I made it under 200. 199.4.
What do you want?
Are you offering?
No.
Todd lost his YouTube. Man, we were way worse than this the other day on Tom's channel.
And it's still monetized. Well, it's not been flagged for anything.
Yeah. Hey.
I was watching a video
Look at
by
him.
one of the big YouTubers, and it's been some time ago, and they've, as far as the cussing goes, they have lightened up all, especially if you have a channel that's not geared towards kids.
As long as you don't do it in the first 30 seconds, the first 30 seconds is the only thing they really look at.
Yeah.
Or and you don't put it in the title, you don't put it in the thumbnail. They pretty much leave you alone.
Hi, Marvin. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the Wild
we
Crazy Show.
We got a wonderful show going, Marvin. How'd you find the show, Marvin? Crazy old men show up in your YouTube feed.
That's right.
You still struggling? What the hell?
I was trying to fucking confirm me.
Oh yeah, that drives me nuts. All that every time you want to do something, it wants to confirm you and send you codes and all this crazy shit. Nobody wants to be me, you fuckers. Just let me in.
Oh shit.
Marvin, if you're not subscribed to the Bearded Picker, which is the bald-headed fella in the bottom with the black shirt on, be sure and subscribe to him.
That's gray. That's not black. colorblind.
Okay, well, it looks like it's been washed a few times from here.
Which would you recommend for your Rolos? Marvin is stressed because you hit a kid. Hopefully it wasn't with a car.
I just want to get to Gmail. Why are you such a fucking pain in the ass?
You trying to print it?
Yes.
Just print it from your phone.
It won't.
Connect to my Wi-Fi here. Print from it.
I don't feel like going through that much trouble. I'm already here now.
It won't make you. All you got to put the password in.
I don't think.
Been married to this mofo.
Do you have a Rolo or whatever however you pronounce it?
No, I got a Chinese one.
Oh, that's right. You got the Chinese one.
Larry said you almost caused him to have an accident. He said he damn near wrecked his truck. When you said that you've been married to this motherfucker for 32 years, Larry almost wrecked his truck. Could he have some warning next time?
Make it print.
Log into my Wi-Fi and just print from the phone. This is why I am like I am. The password is magical socks.
Magical sock.
Fish.
018.
I have to end mine because Roberta has conference calls.
Well, then it'll print it. No, it's Netgear 50-5G.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's about that time. I got to get my 6 orders shipped.
Yeah.
Chipped.
Well,
Got to get my shit chipped.
the boss lady's not here today. She had to go into the office. They're really insisting everybody go in one day a week. So she says she's gonna start going in on Fridays and Mondays. So when she packs up on Friday, she don't have to unpack until she comes home on Tuesday. But this coming weekend, since that's July the 4th, she won't have to unpack until Wednesday. So there.
You need to log back in.
Fish, Roberta was looking at cruises yesterday. She's talking about going. She'd like to go to take one of the transatlantic. And hell, it's maybe $500 more for a 15-day cruise than it is for a 7 or 8-day cruise. So we might go to Spain or Rome next summer. Are you fishing? Fish? Anyhow.
Yeah, it's about time to shut this puppy down. See y'all Monday. Right back down here on the Silverhairstacker Show channel, 8 a.m. Central.
Look for Scott's videos over the weekend.
Hell yeah. If you want to see me in a bra listing on eBay, tune in.
You got to get you some good background music to go with that. I'm thinking maybe something from Splash Dance. Oh, what a feeling!
I'm gonna have some big ones.
You got some socks you can fill it out with, or you
All
need
right.
them?
The preview.
What size is the cup? As big as my head.
All right, I got to run. Bye-bye.
Oh man. All right. Bye y'all.